you're worth 1 point as a player. And if it's under 64, well, there's no value attributed to you. And now over the 6 matches that make every tie, your total value of all the players that you field has to equal 6. And if you think about the mathematics behind that, it means you can't have Janne Jorgensen coming in for the first men's singles and the second men's singles, because that's already 4 points in terms of value. And who are you going to field for the other 4 matches, sorry. And what it means is you get this wonderful, oh, disputed call. Disputed, maybe. Overruled? Nope. It did look long, Donald, I have to say. That one really did look, from our view and the camera's view. So Lo and Tan may have the better winning record, may have played together as well, but it's Serdang here that have taken the lead. Due to that solidity of Tan Kian Meng.
Yes, both the Bangsar Hawks players have got a lot of experience behind them. They play on the national circuits and have had some results. But just again, I feel that Anseli and Tan Kian Meng should have too much as a combination, although they're a little bit untested together. The national player Anseli, especially at the net.
And don't forget that, as we said earlier, all the clubs right now have very specific aims and targets. Maybe in November 25th, when the Kopiko Purple League kicked into life, or flicked into life, I should say, it was a general idea as to which direction we'd like to go in, as to how we'd like to go. But now, with 1 match day left, this being the final tie of match day 10, everybody knows exactly what they have to do. And for Serdang, they have been gifted an opportunity to literally make it to the postseason after being rooted near the bottom and winning the Rookies Cup initially for a while. So it is almost a fairy tale story for Ong Yu-Hok and his team. Of course, everyone would like to see the likes of Go Jin-wei and Sung Ju-ven up at Genting, you know, playing all the rest of the top 8.
It's just a couple of errors there from Bangsar Hawks, bringing it level.
So what we're seeing here is literally what Serdang were looking for. They only picked up their first win about a week and a half ago, and I spoke to So Chit-bun. I actually, at that point, thought they hadn't won yet. It was a switch in the commentary box, and I'll actually tell you this. He was on the phone. He was like, you know, I said, look, you worked so hard for it. I'm really sorry about that. We checked all the results. There are so many results that come out. But they're on their way here to a second win. And what's more important here, people, is you have to understand that they need 10 games to make 8th place. And look at that tie score. They are currently +8 with 2 more matches to play.
Yes.
So,
and if this continues in this vein, then
well, exactly.
Amelia and Tan will extend the lead potentially to 10, but then Zulkifli is expected perhaps to win his singles game, so we may be in the position of having the last game deciding the fate of Serdang and their position in the league.
Well, I mean, either way, it's still going to give them another chance, because this being their 10th match, it just means there's a lot of action on the weekend, Donald. A lot of action indeed. And if they feel fired up enough when they move into Saturday and Sunday and pull off a huge win there, then they're definitely going. Ideally, yes, if Tan and Amelia can pull off a 3-love here, then they would be 12-2 up. That is going to be the 10. And then also Woo Yik would need to do is take 1, maybe 2 games off Zulfadli, nullify his effect to a +1, and then hope for something in the men's doubles. That's a good strategy they could go for.
8, 7.
I'll tell you one thing, the Serdang management are literally on the edge of their seats. They've been that way.
Yes, you can see them in the coach's chair, absolutely intensely watching their players, because every game counts. Absolutely, every game is vital. They've got a great position in this match. And
yeah. So Chit-bun said to me that, you know, after working so hard all season for that first win, And literally that turned up in, I think it was match day 8 or 9. It was celebrations, this amazing celebrations at Serdang Badminton Club. And he told me then on the phone that they'd love to win this one as well. He said it's going to be tough, but...
And they're closing in now on the second game of the strategically important match for Serdang.
That's exactly what it is.
Right, Amelia just letting down at the net. She was immediately looking skyward here. She just jumps forward, perhaps a little bit behind her.
Now, you know me, Donald.
Hits the net.
I'm always looking at the angles. I'm always looking at possible futures. If Satistar and Ramachandran hadn't have won those 2 games in the first match, they would be in 8th place right now. And they would then have a buffer for the Zulfadli game as well. So Sati actually did. As we look at that there, Ismail Saman is happy with his firing.
Yes, look at this great fighting comeback from low at the back of the court there.
9-all.
Smash straight into the corner.
How key is this point? Oh!
And again at the net, Amelia just too eager, really snatching at that one. It gives the game point to Lo and Tan, who've come back.
As we said, look at the Serdang management. There they are, edge of the seats. They know how important this is. They can't drop any more games.
Great push from Tan Kian Ming.
Oh, great drop from Kian Ming as well.
Another one.
Oh, but they've left such a large space on court. Donald, that was just random covering of the court with just taking whatever shot you could take.
It's noticeable that in the Serdang pairing, they both want to go for the shuttles. Amelia just rushing to the back of the court to attack it. It's definitely something they perhaps need to sort out.
This is a very important point indeed. Double game point. This will give them insurance against the men's singles, which is expected to be won by Bangsar. And they get it. 11-10. Luck favors the brave. And
well, incredible result to that game. So strategically significant, because that's now 9 games that they are ahead in this match. It could have been reversed to 7, but the strategic important lead is 10. They're 1 game away from that right now.
And let's not forget, they had a 3-0 win in the men's doubles. They had a 3-0 win in the women's singles. If those 2 games, if Wang Zuwei had warmed up a bit quicker, if Sati had come in with a little less aggression, then they would have been pretty much perfect up to now. That's not even pretty much. They'd be perfect up to now. They literally would have been, all of a sudden, Serdang would have been possibly on their way to an 18. No, Zulfadli should come through for that. But, I mean, the permutations are too much to talk about between the points right now. All we know is that that last point, as they're probably talking about, there was no defensive strategy there. It was essentially just running around, trying to kill off whichever point they could to the back of the court. Tan Kian Meng, such a solid performer.
Yes, he's been quite considered in his mixed doubles matches. Of course, been more recently playing singles, got a really notable victory against Iskander.
Yep.
And
that was double match point.
Sorry, yes, and he looks like he really has to think about his mixed doubles games, but he's given a good support to Amelia, who is eager around the court, dominating the front of the net as usual. And the Bangsar Hawks players are perhaps a little bit unfortunate to be 2 games down here.
But in the same way, Serdang are very lucky. As we said, luck favors the brave, and they've been brave. And I wonder how Lo Kian Hian and Tan Wei Hag are going to react to being 2 games down, and whether that same 2-game fuel is going to spur Serdang into just blitzing. And also, I'd like to find Zulfadli Zulkifli and realize he must be sitting there thinking, right, it's all down on me now. He's watching this game as well.
Powerful smash from Amelia, trying to finish it off, but her partner steps in and helps her out.
And that's what I meant. That just seemed a lot more confident. It seemed like it's almost like they're feeling the dream.
3, 1.
And Ken Ming just looking a little bit irritated after he put so much into that smash.
Yeah.
And Amelia put it into the net. She's suffered a little bit from that error in this game so far.
That's what I said earlier about how, while Tan Kai Meng is solid, and he's just marshalling that net now.
He's really quick. He really has long legs, and he just stretched right across the whole width of that court to reach in and flick that one down to ground.
He's doing the captain's job, and he's doing it well. Good defense from Amelia. That was a difficult shot to take. It's out. Well, it's odd watching them because they both run to exactly the same spots.
Yes.
Everywhere around their court. It's like, there they go.
Yeah, it's just like, I want it. No, you, I want it.
It's a double single. It's a double singles is what it is. But it's incredible that they're 2 games up, and it's just firing off belief. Oh. If that had gone over, I would have thought that there's some kind of extra force happening here, which is favoring Serdang. Still can't help but think that those 2 games against Satish Dhawan Ramachandran, they would have been 13 up. 13 love up. And given them a really good buffer, that means even if Silvandi came in and won 3-0, they'd still be 10 up.
That was a really powerful attack from Amelia Ancella. Look at this. That was the second smash that she just drilled. Tan just looked behind her.
Well, that was wide. Was there a fault on that? I heard it came off a racket.
Yeah, going long but low, trying something different. He's attacked those corners a couple of times, but not working out this time.
So, there's another one of those net shots.
This is really tight in this 3rd game. Nothing between the pairings at the moment.
Maybe they've done enough. Maybe.
No, what a bad error. What a time to put your serve into the net.
That's wide. So, an important 2-point lead. They hit the danger points, 7. Not surprisingly, you see Kian Meng coming in to clear up. They are rotating well, though, now. And the target is Amelia, because Tan has been cleaning up a little bit too solidly.
You saw them both crowding that side of the court because they knew that Amelia was under pressure there.
Yeah.
Bangsar Hawks players just waiting for the weak return, which eventually they finish.
Interesting, they went for a backhand, then her forehand. Oh, great recovery from Kian Meng.
Again, Amelia getting the treatment, but she gets her own back now. This is her chance to attack, which she does very effectively.
Well, I said I wasn't convinced at the beginning. I'm beginning to get more convinced now, because this is more like the play. I think she's very happy with the fact that Tan Kai Meng is with her and being such a solid influence, because I think some of the other, she was up with Tan Yip Jin, I remember before, and just didn't look as confident.
What a blistering smash.
You were talking about the sound of a smash. That one had actually an extra tone to it.
He makes it look so easy, does the tall Tan Kai Meng.
That's got to be at least a 9-foot elevation if he jumps. Out, but no, it's wide.
7, 9.
Now this is a really interesting passage of play, because Serdang have played an almost perfect game since those 2 lost games against Satish Dhawan and Ramachandran. They're letting their opponents back in here.
Yes, just 2 errors, and it's suddenly 8-9 when they were on top beforehand.
Have to settle themselves down. That's a good time to take a little towel down, isn't it? Nope. Nope.
Yeah, just complaining about the service action of their opponents now.
No way. Wow.
Is that more of the mind games? Do you
I think it's a rhythm. I think it's a breaking of the rhythm thing, because they They just lost their 2-point lead. They want to win it 3-0. Tan Ka Meng pushes it in the corner. It's wide.
It's the third error in a row. And it's suddenly 9-all.
And
it's
now
a good position for Serdang. Lost. Given back to the Bangsar Hawks.
Bigger picture. They need a +10 off this tie if they're going to move to 8th spot. And it all comes down to not just this point here, but the next 2 games as well. 2 matches. Oh, that was well played.
Just throwing himself across to try and get that.
Well, what a shot from Kan Meng.
Landed awkwardly, but Tiang Meng just punching it into the corner. Here it comes. And Superman is in the building.
Yep.
Look at that.
That is
flying across there, trying to get that one.
That is circus-type flying, you're right. So, we get to another double game point. Of course, this is a match point for one of them. And how important this is for Serdang, because really they need as many games as possible with Zulfadli
This
Zulkifli
could be
coming
one
up
of
next.
the key points for the entire season for Serdang. I wonder if Amelia realizes it.
Well, I hope she doesn't, because if she does, then she might make a mistake. She should leave it to Kan Meng.
Oh, desperate defense, but not good enough.
Absolutely beautiful from Tan Ka Meng.
That is the end of the match, and that's, I think, the 10-point golden ticket to
it also means
get
that
ahead of Klang in the standings at a key point in the season as well.
Yeah, they're now 12-2 up, so that has done it. They would have been, as I said, 14-2 up. Had it not been for Satisar and Ramachandran, he's the only one that's really messed it up for them. But still, Zulfadli Zulkifli might come in with a big win. Let's look at that. There you go, 21 minutes, 12-2. This 10-point margin on the tie means that Serdang have moved into 8th, will be going to Genting. Let's find out what the winners had to say. They're on court with JD.
All right, down here with the winners of the mixed doubles match, a very hard-fought and very close 3-game win, 3 straight games. Now, Amelia, first and foremost, welcome back to the Kopiko Purple League. You've been everywhere traveling. How would you rate your performance with Kian Meng today in this mixed doubles match?
For me, I think I play only 40% of the matches, but can you cover all the courts for me? Really? Yes.
All right. Now, you've been playing a lot of mixed doubles matches recently, and you've been getting better with every match. Are you going to tell you how to put you for mixed doubles when you get the top 8 and play in the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge?
Yeah, sure. This is my first win for mixed double. So? Are you happy now? Sure.
All right, congratulations. Serdang BC mixed doubles team. Kian Meng going to be a permanent mixed doubles player. Back to you.
Well, I did say it, that she looked more confident by having Kan Meng around, and she just admitted it.
Yes, in the end, I think they still were quite an effective partnership. Tan Ka Meng, really solid player, consistent, obviously quite relaxed, and that's going to help any doubles partner. Still, they had a couple of instances where they both seemed to go for the shuttle at the same time, but to be expected, some of these positional errors. But in the end, a 3-love victory. I don't really think that was a fair reflection on how Lo and Tan played, because they were in the match for long periods. But in the end, just couldn't convert those positions into game-winning situations. And this was the push. This was the super. Oh no, it was the.
No, this wasn't Superman just yet.
This is when. Yes, that was the one at the start of the match when Amelia just found the gap between the 2 players. So that was when her interceptions were effective. But actually, she had a few errors where she tried to go for the interception and hit the net or made a bad shot. But in the end, it didn't matter. They did enough to win.
And in again, I like to call it the Ong Sung Hok stat, that 21 unforced errors, more than the losers. The winners had more unforced errors than the losers. It's a strange stat, but it does work out if you think about it when you balance it up with the net play and the smash winners as well. It's about winning points at the right time. That's what they did. Now, this should be a straight 3-love. We'll get to it in just a second. JD's just going to invite the players out, and then we're going to hear from the managers. And I'm telling you now that Ong Yu-Hok is going to be very excited indeed at the fact that he's in 8th now. But look at this man. That's the man that could change it all. And as promised, Ismail Saman and Ong Yu-Hok on court with JD.
All right, down here with the managers before the start of this very scintillating singles match. Ismail Saman from Bangsar Halls, BC. What do you think will happen in this match? He's a big player for Bangsar Halls.
Of course, Zulfadli is our hope. Then hopefully he can give our team some winning and give motivation for all the players, because only Zulfadli can be realize their point for their team.
Thank you very much. Ismail Saman from Bangsar Halls, BC. Now over to Ong Yu-Hok from Serdang, BC. Looking at the standings right now with how the score is currently, you are just above Klang United. You are just in 8th spot right now. But we've talked about it earlier. This is a tough match for you, right?
Yeah, but I expect today we will win big. That before they were saying that, because we try to come back with this last 3 league. That is very important for us. Then I hope that our Saw will be giving us 1 or 2 points, even though we play against a good player. But I hope that he will win. You know. Yeah.
Thank you very much to both managers. Back to you in the commentary box.
Well, winning might be a bit of a stretch against someone of the class of Zulfadli, but what do you know about Soy in terms, I mean, he's young, but has he got enough? So much pressure is now put on him against Zulfadli. Do you think that he can pull it off just based on team drive alone?
Well, it's a big ask for him to win the match, but as a young player, he has really quite impressed on the junior circuit, and
16,
he had a really tough introduction to singles at the Kopiko Purple League by playing Kenichi Tago first.
Sorry, I had to laugh. That is a tough introduction to the Kopiko Purple League.
But in every match got 11 points, which is not an easy thing to do by any means. Yeah. And then, of course, the second match, almost as tough, but not quite, Syed Akbar Shah, who really just attacked aggressively and gave Young So not so many chances. But so anyway, I think he has some interesting skills to bring to the game, but he's definitely still really just coming out of the junior game into the senior game, so it would be very difficult to see him defeating Zulfadli, but you never know. There is the chance that he could sneak a game, which would just help that total going into the final doubles match of this tie.
Don't forget that Serdang are well placed. It's not just this tie that will decide it. What they've done is they've set up the most grandstand finale for the final match day for themselves. So we're underway, and it's a fast start from So. If he's going to do it, he's going to do it here, whilst unforced errors could decide this match. Nationally trained Zulfadli, young player coming through the ranks. Well, by the looks of it, I suppose Serdang will be investing in a men's singles player for next season, just to give them a bit of backbone and strength in the second men's singles. Sung Ju Ven and So Yuik are just too young, really.
Well, So's pretty young, but then he'll have almost 9 months to improve on his game. He's obviously trying the singles. He was a men's doubles under-19 youth champion for Malaysia, so he's had that taste of success at a national level. So this is his chance now to raise his game and go to the next level. See, not afraid to have a go. trying to craft the point. Zulfadli saving there.
Well, so far, not doing too badly.
Well, holding his own in the rally and not being intimidated, as you would expect from a youth champion. But you wonder if Zulfadli has actually really got going yet. That's the key measure, is when Zulfadli starts to really motor and attack. Can Zul handle the pressure? But that's a lovely drop shot from him. Just wrong footing Zulfadli beautifully there.
And I wonder if that's going to give him a lot of confidence, the fact that he actually upset his game. Zulfadli coming in with a lot of power. That is very close, but out. Well, what a story it would be if this 16-year-old youngster could deliver winning points for Serdang. Maybe not the match, but just even one game, possibly two.
Well, as I said, 3 games, 8 points against Kenichi Tago, world number 3.
And that was his parents watching on. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Donald. I mean, it might just be a bit too much. Dad, please don't come. It's a really serious match I've got. Now, of course, there's been lots of families for all the young developing stars. Well, actually, I said, I keep correcting myself. Not stars, young developing talent. They'll become young developing stars, and then they'll become stars, and then they'll become champions. And there's a long road ahead of So. A road that has been...
Oh, lovely attack from So. He got away with it, the net just shaking, but it went his way. He was quick on the interception after a nice drop shot.
And he's keeping pace here with Zulfadli. A couple of lucky breaks. He might be able to sneak this. Getting back into position well. He's playing like a pro.
Absolutely. He is energetic and taking the game to Zulfadli. Not going to make it easy for him. Why not? Why roll over?
Exactly. Play the game of your life. And with that error, he now draws level with Zulfadli. And Zulfadli maybe is, well, a tiny shake of the head there. What a return.
And again, Zulfadli having to lift.
Oh, what a return that was.
It was a deep lift. It was quite far back and in the corner as well. Difficult to find the attacking range, and maybe no surprise that So found the net on that occasion, but it's positive play from him.
Do you think he looks flustered, Zulfadli?
Not yet.
Not yet. And that will be an interesting... Oh, the deep serve goes up.
Lovely deception on the flick serve there.
So far giving as good as he's getting. He's found the other side of the court. Oh, the tumble went with him.
Tight net shot, chance to attack, and she takes. Well done, So.
Well. 7-all. I wonder if anybody saw this happening.
Well, this is quick attacking play, and that was a loose lift that was mid-court and really well handled by young So.
Now, we've seen upsets already today. Liang Xiaoyu against Yip Puyin. That may have been helped by a bout of travel stress, but we have seen stars fall. Now Zulfadli is going to want to protect his reputation. And if only So hadn't have touched that, that would have been out. It was a racket fault in the end. If you look at it here, he touched it, but it, well, oh, actually it was in.
It may have just helped it to stay in, yes. But
still,
as I say, I still don't feel that Zulfadli's really firing yet, so it'll be interesting to see if he really starts to warm up, if So can handle the pressure. So breathing heavily, he's put a lot into this first game. He's only 3 points away from getting something, but that was clever from Zulfadli.
That was very clever.
Just drawing forward and lobbing him beautifully. Look at this. That's how you lob someone, just draw them in. And it's game over from there.
Now, worst case scenario, should Zulfadli win this 3-0, then that would make the score 12-5. And it wouldn't be the end of the world for Serdang at all, especially if they come up with a decent result in the men's doubles after this. But it would mean that they really have to perform again on the weekend. Oh, just out.
Just out, yes. So job done, as expected. So Fadli Zulkifli takes the first game. But credit to Soiwo Yekyu, for large periods of this match, was giving his all and going toe-to-toe with the more senior player.
Now, Sharon Wee was up in the commentary box, and she was saying that when she was playing squash, within the national setup of any sports, especially badminton squash, when you are considered a senior and you're playing a junior, then there's an extra angle that comes in, because personally, you want to make sure that that person does not become you. And that's, she said it was with Lo Wee Wen, who of course now is doing wonders on the squash circuit and possibly following her. Sharon has of course retired now, but at the time when she was playing Lo Wee Wen, what she was thinking was, I have to win this, I have to win this because I am the senior. Now yes. I wonder if Zulfadli is thinking the same thing.
Of course he's thinking that. Of course you want to give encouragement to you know, juniors, but you're right that these are potential threats to your game as well. So you have to, you know, play a fair game, but make sure you beat them if you want to. Exactly. If you still want to progress on your own career. Of course, Zulfadli Zulkifli, pretty young himself, definitely wants to do that.
So a little national rivalry, a bit of team rivalry, and of course targets to aim for both of them. And what's more important is that one of these contestants is 16 years old. Great returns of defense from So, though. I have to say, I'm really impressed with the way he's not being scared by some of these shots that are turning up.
No, as I said, when he came up against Kenichi Tago, I mean, I think the conclusion was always likely that the world number 3 would take that match, but
inevitable,
to be fair to So, he really did impress me in that game. He didn't feel overawed, and he had a lot of attractive shots to play. Not so many errors. That's really the key thing. I mean, even in this point of the game, his unforced error count is only 9.
Yeah, that's 4.5 per game,
which is
very good
for
16. Is brilliant. I said there's been so often we've seen over the past 10 match days that young players just don't think about that side of their game. Really taking care of his shots, and that's good to see. Especially those drop shots. And look at that.
Wonderful shots across court.
Beautiful.
And that's the reward he gets for all that energy, because he was quick onto that in the corner. Look at this, jumping up, really controlled, and perfect cross drop. Even beat Zulkifli.
Now what he needs to do is he needs to keep playing those shots and keep just like a mosquito biting away at Zulfadli until something breaks.
Can he keep up that energy level throughout the whole match?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
I'm kind of, in my mind, I'm envisioning a double game point, second or third game, where he takes one back, 11-10, gives something back to the club, and then we get to the inevitable win for Zulfadli. That would be ideal in terms of a headline. Oh, Zulfadli helped there a great deal.
One game could be very significant for Serdang.
Really good.
Lovely cross drops. So tight this game. Really close on some of the rallies, and lovely cross drop again from So. He just picked it out.
2 shots, 1 left, 1 right. Look at that. First of all, we're going to see the second one as well.
So cool under pressure.
Look at that.
And that's a great finish from mid-court.
So Zulfadli does have something to worry about here, in that he is being pushed around a little bit. Again, great defense.
Oh, he tried the deception, but too cute. Ended up making the mistake in the end. Sometimes better just to play it simple.
Well, he looks confident enough. Now, what really gets the younger players fired up is a game win, as we've seen. Then they really start building once they know that that barrier, that wall, has been broken. And he doesn't look in any way phased, so perhaps that's still on. Zulfadli on the other side, not really breathing that hard. In. Long look at Stephen Ong in the umpire's chair, but he does.
Well, the first game was a really close one, and it's turning out that the second is too. Full stretch, couldn't make it.
Now this is interesting because he's just taken the lead.
Well, it was well defended by So, and this attack from Zulfadli hammered a smash down, but So was there. And Zulfadli couldn't follow up.
Now, if So can just theoretically pull these next 5 points together, and that's another one, 4 points together, then they are back at that 10 plus 10 game difference, which they worked so hard to get. And this was always going to be the danger match, so anything you can get back from it. It's out.
And it's out, yes.
And that's what I meant. If you could ruffle the feathers of Zulfadli, possibly in the couple of points we saw before when the clear winners, maybe, just maybe, he could sneak one back. Oh, great defense again. Zulfadli is definitely getting a little bit more volatile now.
Well, he's going to have to find something to come back here. He's now 2 points down, but crucially So is only 3 away from victory in the second game, so I wonder if that's going to play on his mind.
Exactly, and to the younger 16-year-old, it's exactly as you said it, he's 3 points away. I think he, on the bigger picture, I think he deserves a game from the way he's been playing. Those defenses and the drop shots have been
very light movement from So, and quite powerful on the attack as well, but he's had to put that one high. That could be a chance for Zulfadli, but good defense again. He's just not giving up his So Woyik, and he is really in a decent position here at 9-7.
Now we really need to get a shot
9-6, sorry.
We really need to get a shot of Ong Yoo-hok in his chair right now, because there's edge of your seat and there's crouching in front of your seat, and that's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. If you can see that, you know, you cameras go, oh, he's just sat back now.
Well, after a long period of more advice giving all the coaching from the chair like a boxer's corner man.
He really is.
And I wonder if Ong Yoo-hok dreams about coaching his players, talks in his sleep.
And moves his hands.
Yes,
as well.
Very animated.
It's in. It's in.
Called in, but looking over.
Yeah, it's in, but
despair.
Let's have a look from the commentator's view, shall we?
Very close.
So close.
Very close.
Apparently,
just sneaked the line.
If the feathers don't make it, apparently it's the ball that makes it, and that just brushed it. Well, that one's out.
Yes.
Here we go. We have it.
Tried the same shot, but it didn't come off. It was awfully close the first time around, and this one didn't didn't make, I think it just clipped the net. But here we are, game point for Suwo Yik.
3 of them.
Oh,
why did
wow.
you try and play the Lindan shot? Why did you try and play the Lindan shot? Did he have any option there, Donald?
Well, Zofadli was hovering around on the forehand side, so maybe he wanted to try and change the direction. But so often you see the change of direction leads to the error.
Yeah. Well, Yuhok is back on the edge of his seat again. And that one wide means that that's game point.
What is On Yuhok saying?
And
I wonder what is Suwo thinking.
There he is. That's On Yuhok. That's how you can see him crouched forward. So again, sensational stuff.
Desperate defense from Zofadli. He gets away with it. Another tight cross drop.
Oh, it was so close.
Another error at the net.
Now, I wonder if this has just all been building up to the most sensational point yet. Yuhok is in full animation now.
Is it going to be too much for Suwo Yik to get his first game in Kopiko Purple League?
This is how I said it would happen in the vision. It would be at 11-10. Yuhok can't take it.
He composes himself. Attacking that forehand net side again of Zofadli.
He's done it! Fantastic performance from So Yik. He may have not outplayed Zofadli, but he did exactly what we said he was going to do, which is last the way.
Well, credit to Suwo Yik for getting his first game in Kopiko Purple League. That's a big achievement against a much more experienced opponent. And in the end, he had to battle through the second game, hanging on at 10-7, then 10-8, 10-9, 10-all, but keeping his nerve.
Exactly.
And Zofadli losing his.
And you can see how happy On Yuhok is, and that means that that plus 10 games difference is now back on. Now, the other key factor that comes into play, of course, as we were saying earlier, and this game has played out the way we've been saying it, is once these youngsters have won their first game in the Kopiko Purple League, once they've won their first game in a match, you see the exuberance of youth, you see the fight that comes out of it. Now, as you just said, So has just won his first ever game in the Kopiko Purple League, and I want to know what kind of fire is going to come out of this kid now if...
Yes, well, he knows he can win one, so why not 2, why not 3? And then that's you got the match, so...
And as you know, it's not as if Zofadli was making those unforced errors because of any drop in his game. I can tell you now, into the third game, that he's only made 9 unforced errors. Zofadli's playing a great game, 4.5 errors per game. It's 15 for So. The difference is, there's going to be a lot of confidence in this game now because he knows he can win. And that is exactly what we're talking about. Moving towards the net, following up on his smash. That was a smash, moves towards the net, kills it.
I mean, the amount of hard work that So Yik has put into his game tonight really shows how much he wants this Kopiko Purple League.
Oh,
Zofadli, of course, has got a lot of honours in his career so far.
Yep.
And he's had some tough matches. And I wonder if So is more hungry to get this third game and go ahead in the match.
Well, I did say, I said it earlier as well with Sati when he was looking over at Wang Sui. Just now on that replay, after the net shot, Zofadli had a long stare at his opponent and then came back with a really strong killing smash that didn't find the mark. And I wonder if he's a bit scared now. He's been caught at the net, Zofadli. He's been caught on the sidelines. He's been caught in clear, open daylight space on the other side of the court. So he knows the shot-making prowess of this boy. He also knows the reputation of his own and the responsibility that's been put on him.
And again, some fantastic attacking play. It's easy to play good shots when you're in the right position. I can tell you that to stand still and hit that type of shot is easy. Well, not easy, but you can do it. But so that's what's impressive about So Woo-Yik is the hunger and desire to get in position to play the shot.
Yeah.
He's so fast, and his energy to get there in the right position gives him the attacking chance every time. He really deserves to be ahead in this match at the moment.
He does, and it would be great if he could give them an insurance game and win a second, possibly a third. I know Ong Yoo-Hok is already going to be happy, simply because it's exactly what he said. If he could just pick a point up, it would help. Remember, one more match day, and Serdang have now created a real opportunity for a celebration on the weekend. They have left it till the last match day to try and qualify for the Champions Challenge. February 5th at Resorts World, and this is all the more reason why you should get on to www.ibookcourt.com. Get your tickets now, because this is just the level of badminton that we've accelerated to throughout the match days. Well, once it comes down to the knockout stages, which is the postseason. Now, I should stop about that, because Zulfadli here is coming back into this.
Well, he is coming back into it. He just really coolly, stealthily got 2 points and is now 5-3 ahead.
Good intercepting little hook there from So. As Bruce Lee would say, way of the intercepting racket. It's a very Janne Jorgensen shot there. Oh, totally wrong-footed. Totally. That is the definition of deception.
So Woo-Yik was on his way to the net, and I think on his way out the door when
it's a
that
racket.
one
It was a racket
was
fake,
just fooling him.
That was a tiny little racket fake. That was enough. Oh, Donald, did that tumble actually help Zulfadli or not?
Well, I think that was actually good control from So Woo-Yik. But see how quickly he was onto the return.
Yeah.
Just really
bouncing on it.
Yes.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky.
And that little passage was really started by Zulfadli's attack, and I have to say that, well, I said at the start, can So Woo-Yik handle Zulfadli when he fires up? But unfortunately, Zulfadli has not really been attacking as well as we've seen him in other games. So that's a good exception, and the last 2 points there really came from when he has been able to just pressure, attack, and follow up. Takes a lot of energy to do that, though.
So 8-5, and looking like he's going to get the third game. Yeah, definitely a couple of unforced errors, but So has already done something. Can he do everything? He'd want him to do everything, but he's probably happy he's done something.
That's called in.
That's called in.
Yes, so Fabio looking at the umpire, Stephen Ong, but not giving him any look, or any chance.
Wow, that
was
is,
well in.
let's look at this. That was well in. And it just so happened to be at the junction of the line, so there were two linesmen. I suppose we've had more disputed calls. Game point to Zulfadli, regardless of them. That's out. He's not happy with his lengths.
Tuesday, of course, we had Janne Jorgensen meltdown as a result of a disputed call.
Armageddon, it was Armageddon. Oh, that was good. So, 11-7.
We saw Jorgensen back in the VIP box later, smiling and shaking hands, so
yeah,
all
that's
was
right.
forgiven. But here...
He did take a while, but definitely he was just the passion of being a competitor, essentially, is what it was. So here we go, 11-8, 10-11, and that's the important score there. And 11-7. And now can you see, even with this animated on Hawk, anything happening for So? I think Serdang have done enough for the weekend.
Well, let's be fair in the match, and when So has given his all, which he has for the first 2 games, he's managed to match Zulkifli. But I just sensed in those first 2 games, Zulkifli was not really firing 100%, and just in the 3rd game there, we saw some attacking in the 2nd phase of the 3rd game from Zulkifli, which suggests he has more in the tank. So I think that's going to be the test for So. If Zulkifli really starts to show what he can do, he will close this match out, but you never know.
Exactly.
So may be able to bring something else, which we haven't seen yet, but you just sense that he's at full pace already.
Yeah, this is
might be a big ask to overcome the senior player here, but let's see.
So Fadli probably didn't think he needed his 2nd and 3rd gears that are trained. The 1st gear is naturally given, and that's what we're seeing from So, the best a 16-year-old talent can do.
Yes, and that's the difference. That attack from Zulkifli was really powerful, and he was quick onto it.
I notice also he's now playing a lot more shots behind So, because I think he knows.
Yes, and that was deep. That was a deep smash that So had to
really dig out.
Dig out, yes. Sometimes more effective than trying to go to ground.
So Fadli again playing the baseline game, but there's that drop again.
Yes, that's now the 3rd time we've seen
a
winner from there.
It's almost the exact same spot as well. That's got to be infuriating Zulkifli. There's that racket fake again. Oh, he was 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters.
And just moving backwards on the cross drop.
It was going to be perfect. And Zulkifli knows it.
He'll take it, because this youngster's causing a lot of problems for him.
Sometimes you can tell how good a shot was from your opponent's reaction. That was what was happening with Yip Yin. Now, as they change shuttles, what was interesting about Yip Yin's loss was we in the commentary box knew that she'd come back from Bali and had a 1.5 hour, 21-point game. Everyone else knew that. The only person that didn't was Liang Xiaoyu, and in her post-match interview, JD was like, "So your opponent was in Bali," and she's like, "Really?" She was, "No way! I just played every point, trying to win every point, and then here I am, and I've won." That's one. Oh, great little kill there. Now it's important for So just to keep pace, try and get another 11-10 if you can.
Yes, if he can keep up the energy for this 4th game, any lapse in concentration from Zulkifli will bring So back into it.
Now, just seems to be having a bit of trouble with that right side net.
Yes, that's a lot of mistakes going into that net there.
Yeah. Some have been close. That was probably the most errant of all. Now, we've talked about shots not working for senior players. Imagine shots not working for younger players. Well.
Yeah, and it's a really smooth attacking action that Zulkifli has got. When he gets behind the shuttle, this smash is smoothly and easily released. It's like, but there, changing it to the cross drop.
There have been some good matches, long matches. That Zhao Yu Puyin match took 48 minutes, one of the longest I've seen. This one is already at 29 minutes, which is, well, when compared to some of the doubles matches we've seen, 17, 16 minutes and they're over. But it's because both these players are trying their very best.
Going long.
Oh, it's a shame.
Well, it took a long time for the line judge to say anything there, but eventually the arms were raised.
Yeah, you can't get more dramatic than that, really.
Just sense a little bit of tiredness coming into the youngster now.
Well, that was a clear winner.
Wow, that was the shot he's been trying to play from that corner for most of the match and missing, so finally gets his range. Put a little bit more punch onto it there.
And he's happy he got the shot. It's just he just happens to be 7-3 down after trying to get it. But that's actually not that fair to him. Zulfadli's been playing a much more tight game and a much more safer game, as you'd expect. But saying that, he cannot allow himself to be complacent. He's 4 points away. And make that 3 points away. Now, JD summed it up before the match as Bangsar ruining the party. I don't think there's still going to be a party. I don't think anything's been ruined at all because, as I said, Serdang, if you think of where they were 2 match days ago and what they've done with that win since then, it is incredible that they're in such contention.
9-3.
Yes, and now Zulfadli being calmer and making much less errors than his opponent as we close out.
Yep, looks like the match is done.
The 4th game.
I spend half my time watching the match, half my time watching Ong Yu-Hok.
Wow, So Woyik gets away with that.
No.
I'm not even sure he realized he slipped. And then so finally put it into the net.
No, yes. As I said, it's one of those times when I was watching the reaction of his manager. Ong Yu-Hok was sitting back thinking perhaps this is over. It is still a big ask and a massive task. Oh, good power.
It's that booming smash. So has put the shuttle in that forehand side of Zulfadli a few times and really powerful from that position.
You just saw the way he flicked the shuttle up there just now and caught it. Right, well, fine, great. 6 match points. And he only needed 1. So the national seniority has been protected, and the one game that Ong Yu-Hok was looking for has been delivered. And I wonder if that's going to be significant come the weekend when Serdang will be up against their own challenge of making it to the Resorts World. So 13-5 is the scoreline. That is the score on the match. Let's hear now what Zulfadli has to say about it. He's on court, as you can see, with JD.
All right, down here with the winner of the second men's singles match now. How much pressure is it being the captain and then hearing your manager say, well, he's got all our hopes resting on his shoulders, and then you had to come out and play. How much pressure is that?
Yeah, actually, I'm a pressure because I'm captain, and then my team hope I can deliver every match that I play. But yeah, I'm used to it, so yeah, I can handle any situation.
So let's talk about this match. How happy are you with your performance? Let's rate it from 1 to 10. 10 being brilliant.
4 or 5 because I mean our team already lost from the matches all, and I just played my game, and then I just prepare myself, and yeah.
Congratulations. It's a great win for Bangsar Hawks. BC, back to you in the commentary box.
Great question there from JD. Would you put it, based on these highlights, as a 4 or 5?
Difficult to say. I think actually, young So Woo-yik was hard to handle in the early phases of the game, but I suspected he would tire because of the way he was playing. He was really trying to move at 100%. You just can't keep that up for the whole match. So, but I also feel that, yeah, to be fair, Zulfadli didn't give his best performance from the off and only started attacking in later phases of the match, which is what helped him to win it. And that's a good example there, good defense. And what we're going to see here, this is the long shot into the corner. Very stout defense from So, but again,
I thought So's defending was actually very good.
Onto it, and he's going to kill it now into the free space when So is out of position. And that's what I'm saying. You just saw in that little movement there, a little bit of tired legs from So towards the end of the match.
But he is a shot maker, just like so many other players in the Serdang squad picked by Ong Yu-hok. He obviously went for shot makers